Paradox Interactive are mocking their fanbase, treating them like they're nothing more than a bunch of mugs ready to spill their cash on whatever tap they throw at them. Every word that comes out of their mouth is nothing but a load of old crap. Promises as empty as a conman's conscience, all just to string fans along. Of course, this is just my opinion, but listen up my pedigree chums, because I felt compelled to do this video after the latest City Skylines 2 DLC titled Beach Properties was released. At present, it is the single worst rated item on Steam ever, and it's well deserved. Too many content creators are tiptoeing around the issues of City Skylines 2, but not today. I'm not going to mince my words, so grab yourself a cuppa and buckle in as we discuss why Paradox Interactive is taking us all for a ride. Back when City Skylines 2 was throwing out pre-release trailers, I threw out a video questioning if this game was ready for release, as to me, it felt like so much seemed amiss. Plenty of you lot nodded along, but a fair few of the loyal fanbase were up in arms, calling my opinion a load of old bollocks. Then upon release, I drop a video review, slapping it with a 4 out of 10 score, which looking back was probably too kind. And wouldn't you Adam and Eve it, the loyal brigade was back, banging on about how the game would improve and that I didn't know my arse from my elbow. Fast forward a few weeks, of course, post-launch, and I'm there again raising the question if this game is dead already. And there they are, the faithful lot flooding the comments, calling my take absurd. So, am I pissed off at the comments? Absolutely not. In fact, I love interaction in all my videos. When I hit 1,000 subs, I always said this channel doesn't belong to me anymore, but rather you lovely people. I simply present an opinion, an idea, and the comment section is for everyone else to discuss. I'm never right, I'm never wrong. It's just a load of old words edited to a video to help foster discussion. So no, it's not that which pisses me off, but rather how these devoted players who've thrown their hard-earned cash, time and loyalty at City Skylines 2 keep getting shafted by Paradox's big corporate stick. It's almost as if Paradox don't truly understand the fanbase behind this game, like it's okay to treat them as credit card numbers and nothing more. No two ways about it. These fans are well within their rights to go into bat for the game. The developers, Colossal Order, did the business with the original, didn't they? I mean, they pulled the city management simulator genre out of the gutter after SimCity went and blew it, and that, my friends, is why this whole saga is personal for me. Now, I was gutted when SimCity went belly up, as I honestly thought we'd lost the genre for good. Then along comes this dark horse, City Skylines, out of nowhere, saving the day. Like many of you, it got me hooked, showing us how it's all done. And like so many, I became one of the loyal fan base, which is why you see me banging on about it so much on this channel, as the genre in question is so dear to my heart. So trust me when I say that I'm a fan as well, which is why this whole thing is so frustrating. But let's not mince our words here, people, because City Skylines 2 is an absolute clusterfuck. Where to even kick off? Well, they had the cheek to peddle this as a final release, not some early access release. And then, hold on to your hats here, they had the gall to charge $90 for the Ultimate Edition. Let that stew for a moment. Next up, we've got performance that's about as smooth as a bulldog chewing a wasp. Your screen chugging along, struggling with tasks that should be a walk in the park. Sure, they patched it up a bit, made it less of a nightmare for those early city builds, but as soon as your city started to look like it had actual people living in it, the whole thing went pear-shaped. And don't get me started on the lack of mod support. This was a masterstroke, wasn't it? Deciding to move away from the Steam Workshop to create their own walled garden, a move so stupid it makes inflatable darts seem smart. The mod scene was the heart and soul of the original, and they've gone and tied its shoelaces together, yet even this shit version of modding is still not yet supported. Then there's the simulation itself, about as robust as a chocolate teapot. They promised us the ocean, and what we got wouldn't even pass as a decent puddle. Traffic's a prime example. It was a nightmare in the first game, and here we are again, cars making last-minute swerves at intersections like they just remembered they left the gas on at home. Let's not even get into the multitude of other issues, like how cargo moves around the city. And brace yourselves for the clincher, because by raising these concerns, know that it is you that is the problem. The CEO of Colossal Order stepped up recently and started banging on about how the City Skylines 2 community is turning toxic, describing how it's hurting creativity, causing unhappiness, and will make it more difficult for the modding community. Now, just so we're on the same page here, no one is condoning on shitting on devs directly or causing them a grievance. Tossers doing that can go kiss Reggie's arse. We get it. They've got families, mortgages, and the same daily grind as the rest of us. My life ain't all beer and steak, and neither is theirs. But don't start whinging about the flack for negative reviews, critiques of your poor management, or the cock-ups in your business decisions. You're after our cash, so you better believe we're going to have our say if you take our lunch money and provide us a shit baguette. We have every right to call a spade when it comes to where our hard-earned money is going, and that brings us nicely on to the shit show of the DLC. Beach Properties rocks up this week, slapping a $10 price tag on the table. Not exactly highway robbery, I'll give you that, but enough that it still has the sound of Paradox dipping into your pocket with your pants pulled down. All those glaring issues that I've been banging on about that need fixing, forget it, mate. They're more interested in peddling you more tat. Fair enough, but only if this DLC is something to write home about, offering up a fresh gameplay twist or a load of new buildings, services and whatnot, that you could at least look at it and be hopeful that good things were to come. You'd think with the cheek of rolling out DLC in the game's current state, it would be the bee's knees, right? Well, strap in for another go f*** yourself moment. They're touting 60 new assets here, but what we're really talking about is a lick of paint on a few roofs and the grand addition of 4 palm trees. I kid you not. You get a handful of 6 buildings and the square root of cool. How about some beaches in this beach DLC? Nope, go f*** yourself. How about anything at all that screams seaside charm? Of course not. Go f*** yourself. Their chat about redefining your city's coastline is a load of old codswallop, an outright lie that deserves to be called out for what it is. And unbelievably, not one major content creator has been negative about this shambolic DLC. And some comments on the videos that I've seen show how people can't wait to get the DLC because in time Colossal can fix up the base game. What planet are people living on here, people? And here's the kicker. This DLC was part of the promised Deluxe Ultimate Edition package. So for the diehard fans, the ones that clamoured to defend them on my prior videos, they're the ones left holding the bags. Paradox is standing there, protesting innocence, clueless about the uproar, acting like they've done no wrong whatsoever. But remember, folks, dare to voice your displeasure, and suddenly you're the villain of the piece, stirring all that toxic mess up, according to their CEO. It disappoints me then the way a lot of content creators have tiptoed around Colossal Order and Paradox like they're dodging landmines in their own backyard. Let me be clear that the respect I've got for anyone who takes a punt at starting up a YouTube channel is off the charts. The graft, the sweat, the tears that goes into making a video is monumental, and one I never appreciated until I tried it for myself. For every 10 minutes of footage you see on my channel, there's a good 20 to 30 hours of work that's spent playing games, scribbling down scripts, chopping up edits and getting it all up on the internet, all whilst trying to keep the lights on at home and the missus smiling. Sometimes you do it for less than 100 views, but I'm in it for the love of gaming, fully aware you can't be everyone's cup of tea. And here's the thing, if you're going to put your stuff out there in the public domain, you've got to be ready to defend your opinions and be prepared that you'll get some things wrong. So I'm choosing my next words here very carefully, because throwing mud at other content creators isn't my style, especially when they've reached heights I can only dream about gazing up from the gutter that I currently sit in. I always say it's about staying true to the game and the viewers who tune in, not just dancing to the tune of the bigwigs. And one of the top dogs on the scene, the diamond geezer known as Biffa plays indie games, boasts a hefty 700,000 subscribers, and it's no mystery why. The bloke's content is top notch. He got his mitts on City Skylines 2 early, just like a few other lucky sods, but none of them really went to town on the performance issues or indeed the simulation issues that to me were clear as day in all the promo trailers and the sneak peeks that were being provided. Just recently, Biffa threw a spanner in the works with his blinder of a video, I have some things I need to say about City Skylines 2. And do yourself a favour, watch it, hit subscribe to his channel, and I'll chuck the link in the description below as well. He gets into the thick of it, breaking down the mess a few weeks post-launch. So there I was popping a question on his channel, and my question was this: why didn't all the content creators with beta access mention any of these issues when they were given exclusivity? And surprisingly, he shoots back with an answer. Before launch, they were told that they were tinkering with a beta version, you know, all the bells and whistles minus a few screws loose. Biffa's on the money, saying beta usually means feature complete but not 100% bug free or final performance. They were all expecting the rough edges to get smoothed out and the performance to get a kick up the backside before the game hit the shelves just weeks later. Our initial 3 videos were all in the beta version, he says, but here's the killer part, people. We were told not to discuss performance. Why would we? We were told it is the beta version. Hats off to Biffa for being straight up and engaging here, but here's the clincher. These content creators weren't just nudged to highlight it was a beta and that performance might be a bit wobbly. No, they were gagged from mentioning performance issues full stop. Paradox and Colossal Order had to have known they were peddling a shit baguette from the get-go, but still decided to plough ahead with the launch. Abysmal behaviour, but who can blame them? Even now, I see big content creators showering praise and patience on this joke of a game. So here we are then, the Loyal Brigade, who have the Ultimate Edition of Cities Skylines 2 being handed with a grand offering of 4 palm trees in their DLC, and we're expected to doff our caps in gratitude. The game's still a dog's breakfast, still miles off the mark from what was dangled before us, and there they are, having a right old giggle at your expense at the circus that they've turned this into. And mark my words, we'll soon hear the sweet sound of them chiming in, likely with some rehearsed apology about how they've not met expectations or some other PR guff. But let's cut the BS, shall we? Apologies won't butter any parsnips here. We're after deeds, not words. We're after transparency, not smokescreens. A proper plan of action, not just more empty promises. Now, I'd actually tip my hat to them if they had the bottle to come out and say, right, we've made a right hash of it, this is really early access stuff, and we're labelling it as such moving forward. We'll sort it out, and anyone who's already coughed up for the game will get our next expansion for free. You know what? Showing a bit of respect to those that have supported you through thick and thin wouldn't go amiss right now. But until that day comes, this game doesn't deserve another cent, another minute, or another ounce of loyalty from any of you. Not until they can show they're truly worthy of it. Until next time, my lovelies, Reggie out.